Hey, what's up everybody? Got a few studio updates for you, and I want to show you how I turned an old Ludwig marching bass drum into a Gong drum. So here we go. First update is new drum set, which if you saw my Darth Vader Halloween video, this is the kit I used in that. It's a Pearl Session Studio Classic. Now I wasn't even in the market for a new drum set. I just happened to see it for sale at a ridiculously good price at Music and Arts. Which is the store I teach at. Shouts to my music and arts family. If you're watching, love you guys, you're awesome. But that's not the point of today's video. The purpose of today's video is to show you how I turned this drum into a Gong drum. So, let's go back a little further than that. In high school, I wanted to be Mike Portnoy, okay? So, I was trying to work with this, which was my first drum set. It was a 1965 Ludwig Hollywood series. Now, the story behind that is my parents wanted to get me a drum set for Christmas, but they were having trouble finding a decent one for a good price. A guy my dad worked with, Leighton Moore, said, hey, I got a drum set in my attic I used to play as a kid. If your son takes care of it, he can have it for free, which is amazing, okay? So I was thrilled, I was ecstatic to get this Christmas morning in middle school. However, being the foolish teenager that I was, I didn't fully appreciate what I got, okay? Now, I loved having a drum set, and I was so thankful to this guy for giving it to me. However, I noticed a few things were different, like the tom mounting system. That's not what Mike Portnoy uses, you know? I was looking at the bass drum spurs. That's not what I see on TV. That's not what I see all the drummers playing, all my friends playing. So in my mind, I wanted to turn this into a more modern rock drum set. So I got a few more pieces. I got this no-name 10-inch and 16-inch drum on eBay. And I got this marching drum from a local high school and decided to tape them all up in aluminum tape so that they would look like they match. Yes, I put aluminum tape on this beautiful 1965 Ludwig Hollywood series. I was kind of an idiot. Fortunately, I pulled the tape off recently and no damage to the shells, so they're fully restored. Although I did keep the suspension mount on the tom because I think they sound better that way. So here we are. I got this marching drum covered in aluminum tape. Now, back in the day, I was balling on a budget, okay? I didn't have much money to spend on drum stuff, so I had to make do with whatever I could scrounge up. So in order to mount this thing back in high school, I went to the shed, got a few scraps of wood and some rope. I took the one head off. So you got this suspension mount and type of this inside of this janky looking wooden frame. And the drum would just slide right in, probably sit up to there, and then you could rotate it however you want. It was very functional, and the drum sounded fantastic in it because of the suspension mount. It just sustained for days. And when I tell you I was balling on a budget, man, look at this. I used an old tension rod and I think like a memory clamp to actually hold the thing together. So I didn't spend a dime on it. And it worked fine for years. Only problem is it's very big, it's very bulky, hard to transport, takes up too much space. And now that I can afford a stand, like a legitimate mount for it, I wanted to go ahead and do that. All right, now here's how I did it. I noticed most other Gong drums are mounted using two tom stands, one on either side. Well, I didn't want to buy two tom stands, and that takes up the same footprint as this monstrosity that I just showed you. So I thought, there's no bottom head. How come I can't just get one tom stand up to the middle and use clamps to mount the arms like that? So that's what I did. I took a Pearl double tom stand. Let's see if you can see in the drum here. Kinda, yeah. Took a Pearl double tom stand and used these Mapex clamps to extend the arms outward. And there you have it. Simple, clean. Now, because it's solidly mounted and not in a suspension mount, it doesn't quite have the sustain that it used to, which kind of breaks my heart a little inside, but that's okay. Way more functional, and it still sounds great. So maybe I'll be able to throw a microphone in there and show you what it sounds like up close. But anyway, that's pretty much it. So eventually, next step is to pull off the tape, sand it down, maybe stain it, lacquer it, and make it a nice, beautiful drum. Probably also replace the hardware, maybe even get a new hoop for it, because underneath, it's a fantastic drum. Ludwig doesn't make bad drums. But it just needs a little bit of a facelift. Put an EMAD on top instead of 5 moon gels. So that's pretty much it. Oh, last little bit of detail. I used my old Pearl Unilocks on the inside because they're plenty strong enough. And that way I could take the new Unilock system that came and use it over here on the Ludwig. So it's a win-win for both drum sets, a bit of an upgrade. And this way I can leave my Mapex drums in the car, always ready for gigs. So I just feel incredibly lucky to have this setup. You know, it's taken me years to get here, but I just wanted to show you guys the latest upgrades. All right, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.